Hey, what's up, y'all? With the Blu-ray release date of the Hereditary movie being announced as September 4th, I thought I would talk about it and let you know if you wanted to check it out. This movie was recently brought to my attention, and yeah, I thought it was a pretty damn good movie. Far as horror movie goes nowadays, they're never really what you expect or what you want with all the jump scares, but they did a really good job with this movie. Director Ari Aster, he is the one who I guess you can call the filmmaker for this. He really did a great job with slow pacing the movie and not really trying to give you jump scares, but just pacing it just right. I mean, the slow drip of information it wasn't to a point where you would get bored with it, but the way they just slowly steered you along and didn't really get into the ghost and ooh ah stuff, you know what I mean, too much, and just gave you real life situational horrible situations that are realistic, but at the same time you just got to have somebody, I don't want to say on the dark side, pushing it along to happen, but when you go through so much time after time after time again of just having just the horriblest, worst luck, you got to think that somebody on the other side is not rooting for you. But anyway, this movie stars Alex Wolff as Peter, he plays the son, Tori Collette as Annie, the mom, she's like the main character, Gabriel Byrne as Steve, her husband, and Millie Shapiro as Charlie, the daughter. Now, during this story, Annie, our main character, she suffers a horrible life of just death and tragedy on and on. Relationship with her mom is horrible. When she was younger, her brother committed suicide and she found a body. And later on in life, her mom came to stay with her before her passing. So when she passed away, there were just horrible things going on in the house because she didn't know her mom was into witchcraft. And so I'm guessing that sort of has something to do with that, because shortly thereafter that, her daughter Charlie died. And then that's what brought Annie into wanting to get into witchcraft herself and sort of perform seances as a beginner. And that's where all hell breaks loose in this movie. I think she summoned forth spirits and energy that she could not contain, and she didn't know what they were. So it just overwhelmed her and overwhelmed her family. She brought forth spirits and energy from, I think her grandmother was still around, or her mom, excuse me. The daughter Charlie came back. I mean, it's just complete chaos. But at the same time, it's controlled chaos. It's situational chaos. It's a movie that pokes you in places you didn't know you had places. I mean, as a film watcher, I'm used to horror films. I mean, they really don't affect me. I don't do the jump scare thing. I'm not into all that loud, over the top screaming and rah, rah, rah. I like the way they did this movie because they gave you horror, but realistic horror with just a slight touch of paranormal throughout the whole movie, but then at the end of the movie, they just come all the way at you like a freight train, just complete over the top paranormal, but just because of the pacing, it works. Usually if you would have had the whole movie being like the last 15 minutes, then that can be the problem. But what they did right with this movie is they paced it all along, giving you all these horrible things that happened to the main character, Annie, and her family. And then it shows you after her daughter dies, why she get into the seances and trying to bring back the spirit. And then it tells you at the end that the mom was into witchcraft, and you find bodies in the houses, and the husband dies, and the son is some crazy stuff that happened at the end of the movie with the son. I mean, just all around, if you want to see a good horror movie, you can watch this movie, but I recommend you do not watch it alone. You do not watch it when you're depressed or feeling sad or, completely alone with the lights out. Don't do it. Do not do it. This is a perfect horror movie because it's smart, it's thoughtful, it freaks you out, and it makes you very uncomfortable rather than just trying to scare you at different times with, loud music and loud bangs and sounds and things like that. So yeah, September 4th, this Blu-ray DVD come out. You can either go check it out or just rent it. It's worth a good rent. If you're just trying to kick back with your loved one, you want something to rent and just put on, then I'm sure you can watch this movie. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated, y'all. And I'll catch your ass out there in the universe. Peace.
Charlie! Please stop.